The 35th America's Cup has spawned a completely new kind of athlete with a new name, a new physique and a new series of movements placing new demands on the body. Cyclaws, as they call themselves, are the pedal power behind Emirates Team New Zealand, and for the man who has masterminded their physiological journey, they are a very special group.
If you compare them to other athletes, they are very unique. So they're very different from your traditional cyclist, because on top of the cycling they have to clip out of the bike on a regular basis, which we did a lot of work on to turn that into a second nature, clipping in and out. On top of that, they need to run at quite considerable speeds across a moving vessel, which is shaking, and on a trampoline it's very tough for them.
The cyclaws replaced the traditional winch grinders, using their leg muscles rather than the arms and shoulders to drive the pumps which produce the hydraulic oil pressure that powers the control systems on the AC50.
With the legs, we've got much bigger muscle groups and much more stable joints, so we've experienced much less injuries, and the guys have been able to produce significantly more power.
Certainly Emirates Team New Zealand does seem to have an edge in power production, particularly towards the end of a race when the physical demands on the cyclaws or grinders are at their highest. While the traditional grinders are standing up, gasping for breath as they try to turn the handles, the cyclaws are bent over in an aerodynamically efficient four-man peloton, with their legs driving the pedals like a steam locomotive. The physical effort is still enormous as they hit the red zone and hold it for the duration of the race. And that also requires great mental strength.
And somehow these guys have to override mentally all the voices in their head, the signals from their body telling them to slow down or stop. And what I've seen with these guys, their mental strength has been huge. I think I've pushed most of them as far as they could probably go. I'm sure at many times I was not their favorite person, but I see that as part of it, part of the relationship I would have with the athletes. Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. I always said to myself, if I make them hate me and suffer now and make the racing easier, then I'm happy.
The hard work was really done before the cyclaws got to Bermuda, and Woroniecki's main role now is one of maintenance and checking on nutrition, and that can put him in a difficult position.
I'm very much against sugar and what it does to the human body, but basically at this stage of the campaign, I think, you know, they're human as well, and sometimes they need their own comforts. If I had it my way, I would advise very much against lollies and candy, but if it's going to make them feel good and perform, then I think, you know, I'm not going to stop them.
The trainer pragmatic enough not to get between Joe Sullivan and his jelly aeroplanes, snakes or milk bottle lollies.
It put me in a dangerous place, that's for sure.
There is a reason why Sullivan's nickname is Bulldozer.